All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the live trading room on a Tuesday afternoon. The time now is 6 minutes after 2 on the 7th of October. I hope everyone is doing well this afternoon, right? Maybe do let me know on the chat if everyone can hear me. I'm hoping the sound is not an issue. I'm hoping that you guys are well. The sound is not an issue, but please let me know on the chat if there are any issues with the sound. All right, we are back again, brand new week. A lot is happening in the markets. Hope you guys have been keeping up to date with that. So we're gonna be discussing those talking points, right, and what we can expect from the markets, right. Looking at the chat right now, the usual suspects are back. I'm riding solo on this one. Ash held it down with you guys last week, which was a proper session, right? So I'm gonna be with you guys this week, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I'm looking at the chat right now. Jules, you are there. I can see you on Alina as always. Lapolen, Juliet, Debat as always. Come on now. I think we're ready. Right? Just like Ash like to say, let's just wait for the slow pokes. Let's just wait for the slow pokes, right? We're gonna continue the session in a bit. Just gonna give the slow pokes a minute or two, and then we're gonna get it started, all right? If there's any issues with the sound, I do apologize for that. I'll just try my best to make sure the sound is proper, right? If there's any echo, I do apologize for that, but just bear with me. I don't think we're gonna have any issues, all right? So let's just wait for the slow pokes, and we are gonna get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's get it started. Like I said, if there's any issues with the sound, my apologies, but I'm confident that you guys can hear me. All right, so just gonna make sure that the music is right, and yeah. So it is a Tuesday. A lot is happening in the markets. If any of you guys are looking at something on the charts on the markets, you let me know. All right. I'm keeping an eye on the dollar. Seems like the dollar is not backing down. Seems like the dollar is not backing down. I'm on USD. Is it USD Swiss at the moment? The dollar is not backing down, so seems like we're getting a stronger dollar. All right. The US government shutdown is still there. We're not sure how long it's gonna take. We just need to keep an eye. Just keep an eye on the latest developments. But the US government shutdown is still there, guys. And as such, the US reports are delayed. All right, just like last week, the NFP was not there. This week, we're expecting a few economic reports this week. However, it's not going to happen, right? But tomorrow, the FOMC is going to hold a meeting, and then we will get the meeting minutes from that. It's not interest rates. It's just a meeting that takes place 2 weeks before the interest rate announcement. All right. So you just need to keep an eye on that. But apart from that, the yen is weakening. We're going to talk about the yen. I'm sure you guys woke up to gaps on the JPY. A lot is happening also in Japan, right, in terms of the yen. And yeah, but over and above everything, guys, I think the direction is still there. What we've been talking about, the direction we spoke about 2 weeks ago and a couple of months ago, it is still there. All right, it is still there. We're going to have a look at the dollar, what to expect. Gold is flying, Bitcoin is flying, silver is flying, your Nasdaq US 30 are flying. On those ones, the longer term move is bullish, right? if you're looking to sell any of those assets, it must just be short-term sales. Okay. And also, guys, if you want to open up an account with us, tdmarkets.com is the website. Just head over to the tdmarkets.com website and and have a look at the types of accounts we have. All right. We also have some education for you guys. All you need is an account, an approved account, a bit of funds in the account, or just put funds in there, and then let's talk in our sessions. Right. We've got sessions from the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. All sessions are recorded on Zoom. All you need is an account for you to access our education, right? You can attend live, you can watch the recording. It's up to you. So I think let's get it started, guys, right? Before we jump on to the setups I have for you guys, let me know what is it that you're keeping an eye on, all right? Maybe let me know on the chat, what is it that you want me to analyze, right? Before we get to the setups, we are looking at a stronger dollar. It is not backing down. We're going to talk a little bit more about that stronger dollar. So we're expecting AUD USD to drop. NZD USD is dropping. The cryptos are bullish, right? There's a nice balance between or on Bitcoin dominance as well as the altcoin season index, right? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So on the chat, let me know what is it that where must we start? Where must we start? Where must we start? Let me know on the chat. Where must we start? All right. Where must we start? Let's see. Standing by. All right. So we have GBP, JPY, Euro USD, we've got gold. All right, let's go through that. So GBP, JPY, we opened with a gap on Monday. All right, and it broke above that structure, it broke above that resistance. So this is how we are looking at GBP, JPY. All right, so I'm going to do a top-down analysis so that we understand where it's coming from and where it could go. And looking at the daily time frame, this is the area that has been broken. All right, this resistance right here, right? So let me just put a nice zone for you guys here, right? I'm on the daily time frame right now. This is the zone the market broke. As you guys can see, there is a gap and market gapped towards the upside, right? So we've broken a level of resistance, and should this come back for a retest, it could easily take us back to that high there, right? So we've got that high where price could easily go to. So we could easily go back to that high. So all we'd be looking for here is a retest. All right. So should price come back for a retest, getting a higher low, we could then get this push towards the upside. Right. It has currently formed a higher high at the moment. So a continuation of this, come back for the retest, and then we know we're pushing up. And also look at it's still trading within this channel, all right? Still trading within this channel. So we could possibly see this head back to the top of the channel, just like that, all right? So GBP, JPY, this is how it's looking at the moment. It has broken above that resistance there. It is still trading within this bigger structure. So now it seems like the momentum is still bullish. And so this is the top of the structure, right? Usually when price is trading within such structures, it tends to go back to the top, right? From the bottom to the top. So yeah, so any correction coming back to retest this zone, we'll be looking for a continuation towards the upside. So yeah, it is still bullish. You also have this inner channel as well, right? We can also have a look at this inner channel if you want, but I think this one is okay, right? Yeah, so this one is a simple one. A retest of this, then we're gonna get a continuation. All right, so definitely on the lower time frames, you're gonna see structure break, structure do what it wants to do. I'm looking at this on the 4 hour, from the 1 hour going up, in fact, right? So there could be a small push towards the downside. Now, this is where, as a trader, you need to ask yourself this question, right? This is where, as a trader, you need to ask yourself this question, right? You see now how it's looking. There's a possibility that we could get a retest of this, right? And then the dominant trend continues. So you need to ask yourself whether you want to trade the correction or you want to trade the impulse, right? It's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you, right? So if you want to trade the impulse, then you would wait for the correction and then look for your setups for your entries, right? If you want to trade the impulse. So meaning you will not trade the correction. But if you want to trade the correction, then all you need to do is to look for your setups. You see how it is. So usually I look to trade the trend, right? I look to trade like your impulse. So I would wait for this impulse to trade this impulse. I would not sell the correction. You see how it is. But yeah, from a structure point of view, this is what we've seen. We're expecting one more push towards the upside, right? And then we will take it from there. One more push towards the upside, and then we'll take it from there. So anybody looking at GBP JPY, this is how it is at the moment, right? One more push, and then one more correction, and then a push towards the upside. All right. Yeah, so let's see what's going to happen. Let's see how it's going to form. All right. And then we've got, let me just see on the chat here, just 1 second. All right, and then up next, I think we've got Euro USD. All right, so Euro USD, please increase your volume. If you have any issues with the sound, please increase your volume, guys. Right? I do apologize for any sound issues. So if you take a look at Euro USD, it's falling. This is how Euro USD is looking. All right, it has successfully rejected this structure here. It has successfully rejected this structure right there. So now it's going down. All right, so the structure has changed from being bullish to being bearish. So where could this go? This could possibly come back down to this low. So we have this structure right here. We've got this structure right here, right? So Euro USD is in a downtrend at the moment, and it's headed back to these lows, right? So you can see right now it's back to the low. It's back to this low. So the idea and the trade idea is once it breaks this low, then we're expecting a drop. You see where it is right now. Once it breaks below this low, then we're expecting a drop. All right. So this is how it is at the moment. So this can easily take us back down to this low here. This whole area. This whole area. All right. Let me do this. There we go. Yeah. So that is Euro USD, right? Euro USD. It is bearish at the moment. The dollar is not backing down. It is still strong, right? So we're anticipating one more push on Euro USD or to the downside on Euro USD. So just look for your setups, right? Just look for your setups, and then I think you should be sorted after that. All right. So good setup. So GBP JPY, it looks good for some upside. So there could be a short-term move down, right? A short-term push towards the downside just to create a correction, and then possibly a continuation towards the upside. If you take a look at Euro USD, this one is clear. The structure has changed. We are now trading within this, right? We are now trading within this structure, right? So let me just do this. There we go. Right, this is the trend now here. We're trading within this trend. So one more push down is expected on Euro USD. All right. So let's keep an eye. On Euro USD. Wait for your setups. Up next, we've got gold. So gold is still bullish. Gold has been bullish. We have not changed any direction on gold. It has been bullish. Look at where it is at the moment. All right. It's going back to the highs again. It's going back to the highs. So gold remains bullish, guys. Right. All you need to do is to look for your setups. Right. Any movement towards the downside is short term, and any movement towards the upside is long term. All right. So all you'd want to do is to stick with buys on gold, just to stick with buys on gold. So looking at this chart at the moment, we have a higher low that formed. We've got a higher low that formed. You see that? So now with this price action, there are two possibilities, right? The dominant move is bullish. So there are two possibilities. There's a possibility that this can create a correction and price comes back down one more time. This is a possibility before we go up, right? This possibility is going to create a correction, a pattern. And the pattern will be something like this. All right? This is one possibility. Another possibility is that this can just continue flying, right? It can continue flying. So if it happens that it goes down, it will possibly turn or create this correction, which means we will be waiting down here. We will be waiting down here, right, for some buys. But if it flies from where it is right now, then yeah, the trend has resumed. So these are the two possibilities. All right, it's still bullish, so just continue looking for buys in gold, right? Not sells, but buys. Any sells are short term. Any sells are short term. All right, so that is how gold is looking. That is how gold is looking. Nice and clear. Nice and clear. All right. Let's see. We have GBP USD. All right. If you take a look at GBP USD, it's almost similar to Euro USD. All right. So GBP USD, it also rejected that this lower high here. It formed this lower high. So this one is trading within this structure. There we go, like this. All right, let me remove this. There we go. So yeah, so this one is trading within this structure. All right, so now it's coming back down here. It's coming back down here. You see how it is? It's coming back down just to complete the structure. So you've got your cycle, you've got your ABC formation. All right, so with this ABC formation, we are now clear on where this is going. It's going back down. It's going back down here. All right, so just waiting for my setups on this one. Waiting for my setups on this one. All right, so GBP USD, Euro USD, they are both bearish. All right. So you will notice, guys, the dollar is still strong. All right. So the dollar is still strong. So we're gonna take advantage of that. So Euro USD, sorry, this is GBP USD, GBP USD. All right. One more push towards the downside. So this is the current 4-hour candle. It broke towards the downside. All right. Once it closes, once this candle closes, it would be a breakout, right, and a possible short on this. So I will be looking for a short once this breaks. Once this breaks. So yeah, it's a very clear one, right? It's very clear. You've got your ABC formation. Let me do this. You've got your ABC formation like this. All right. I'm not gonna get into great detail what this is, but it's an ABC formation, right? So at the moment, we are on the C leg. At the moment, we are trading on the C leg. You see that? Now, this C leg is not done. This C leg is not complete, right? It's the same wave as this one here. So if you take this wave here, and then you duplicate it, it's the same wave. You see that? So this move going down at the moment, it is not done. It is not done, right? As per the structure, as per this pattern, this move is going to complete once it reaches this low. Once it reaches this low, this is where it's going to complete. All right. So yeah, so we are bearish on this one. We are bearish on this one. Let me go. There we go. We are bearish on this one, just waiting for our sell setups. All right. So there is GBP USD and Euro USD and Euro USD. Yeah, no, gold is gone. Definitely, it's gone. It's gone. Right. There was a setup. So let me show you guys. You see on gold, depending on what's your technique, what's your entry technique, what's your entry criteria, depending on how you find your entries. But I can tell you this for sure that an entry, a buy in from gold was here, was within this zone. You see this area. This is where the buy was on gold, right? Now, obviously, we use different entry techniques. All right? But the buy was down here. And then this is the move you would have capitalized on. So now it's gone. At the moment, it's gone, right? It will either come back down, so it can still come back down here again to give us that possibility again, or it can fly from there, right? But whatever the case is, this trend remains bullish, right? Whatever the case is, this trend remains bullish. So let's see what's going to happen, guys. If gold decides to come back down here again, then definitely there is going to be a lot of orders. There is going to be a lot of orders here, right? There is going to be a lot of orders for one more push towards the upside if it comes back down, right? If it comes back down. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, apologies for the sound. Apologies. Let me just do this. All right. Yeah. No. Apologies for the sound, guys. Right. We'll get it sorted. But for now, just bear with me. Just bear with me for now. All right. Yeah. No. Gold is gone. Gold is gone. So let's see what's gonna happen. All right. All right. Okay, so let's try it this way. Let me do this. Let's try doing this. All right. Yeah, I think it should be a little bit better now. All right, but we'll get it sorted, guys, on Thursday. We do apologize for this. All right. Okay, so that is GBP USD, gold. And let me go up the chart. We've got Euro AUD. All right, so Euro AUD waiting for. So there are two possibilities on Euro AUD. All right, there are two possibilities on Euro AUD. This is how it's looking. So the first possibility. Okay, let me just put it like this. All right, so there's a possibility that this can break and come back down here. This is the first possibility, and then the second possibility is that this can break towards the upside. You see how it is, right? So you've got the first possibility, which can go down. Second possibility can go up. So now for this to go down, it needs to break this support. You see this support here. We need a support break. And a correction after that for this to go a little bit towards the downside. So this is the first possibility. Right, the support break. We still have this support here. And then for this to go up, well, first it needs to break this channel. And give us a push towards the upside. It breaks above that resistance, then we're likely going to get some sort of a correction before we continue pushing up. So these are the two possibilities. All right, this is Euro AUD. So where it is right now, it is basically in no man's land. You see where it is? It's trading in between this resistance and this support. I wouldn't do anything where it is at the moment. I wouldn't do anything. All right. So we just have to wait and see whether it's going to break up or it's going to break down. Right? It's going to break up, it's going to break down. But looking at this correction, seems like it's going to go down one more time. Right? So I'll only be interested if this breaks either to the upside or to the downside. That is when I'll be interested, right? But hey, look for your setups. Which will give you your entries, and then we'll take it from there, right? So Euro AUD, this is how it's looking, guys. GBP USD, we've gone over that. Nasdaq, yeah. So Nasdaq continues to create all-time highs, continues to create all-time highs on NASDAQ. There was a setup that I spoke about here, right? The last setup which I saw was here. This was the last setup, right? And then for this, we were trading within this channel, right? We were trading within this channel, and then price came back down one more time in a correction. You see what happened there. So this one, guys, I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. All right. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon because it's extremely bullish, of course. All right. So whatever you do on NASDAQ, consider buys instead of sells. All right. So where it is right now, right, obviously it is bullish, right? But there's a possibility that it can come back down to this low, right? There's a possibility that any move towards the downside can either come back down to tap this low, or to tap this low, right? To tap this. You see these two lows. There's a possibility that it can happen, right? But if it doesn't happen, price will continue pushing up. So maybe one more push down. We'll keep an eye on any of these lows for a continuation towards the upside, right? For a continuation towards the upside there. If not, then this will just continue flying because there's no setup, right? There's no setup. So I think for me, the setups will be down here, right? For me, the setups will be down here. Either tap this one more time or tap this one more time. So let's see what's going to happen. But it's extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. And yeah, so this is NASDAQ, right? Which is similar to US 30. If you take a look at US 30, right? If you take a look at US 30, similar thing as well, right? So it's extremely bullish. This is how it's looking, right? So let's do this. There we go. This is how it's looking at the moment. In fact, I don't have to draw this channel, right? I'm just going to show you the approach. So it's very simple, guys, right? You see when the market moves like this, it's very simple. Obviously, you're looking to trade the continuation. And not all continuations are going to be the same. All right. So now you are going to have the most simple continuations like this one here. You see this pattern. It is a simple continuation here, which came back down to this low. The market came back down to this low, gave us a tap here, right? And then it broke. So the break happened right here, right? The break happened right there. Now I'm going to show you the exact same thing, which was here. The same thing happened here, right? The same thing happened here, which price came back down to this zone, right? There's a zone right here, right? I don't think, okay, it never reached this zone, but there's an order block here. There we go. Have a look at that. Let me just do, there we go. So the market didn't come back down here, but it's okay, right? But now look at how it is simple to the first one. And where was another one? Here was another one, right? Now look at where the market is at the moment. It's doing the same thing. It's doing the exact same thing. Let me just copy this like this. You see that? There we go. Now it's very simple. All you're looking for is the trend is bullish, right? The trend is bullish. So all we're looking for is a break out of these patterns. That's it. So just like what happened here, what happened there, and here, we are looking for the same thing there. All right. So we can maybe look at this, the market tapping this resistance turning to support one more time, maybe something like this, right? If price was to go down one more time, come back to this area, and then we'll be looking for a breakout, meaning any breakout that happens, we will definitely be looking for a trade towards the upside. It is the same thing. It's the same thing, right? So this is also similar to gold. You see gold, you can look at gold like this. Any movement towards the downside must be short term, but you do not want to miss these moves, guys, right? You see a move like this, you don't want to miss a move like this, right? Which is this move, and which is this whole move here, that move as well, right? You don't want to miss such movements there. All right, so this one, we're just waiting for a breakout, and then we know we're going to continue pushing towards the upside. That is US 30. All right, NASDAQ, similar thing as well. NASDAQ, similar thing as well. You see these movements. You want the market to create these movements here, these corrections, so that you get a breakout, then you know the trend is going to resume trading towards the upside. Obviously, there are other things one can look at, but just to give you guys an idea, all right? The same thing happened also here, right? So where the market is, we haven't had that as yet, but you guys get the picture, all right? So that's it. That is US 30, that is NASDAQ, all right? That is US 30, that is NASDAQ. Keep an eye, guys. Keep an eye, keep an eye, keep an eye. All right. All right. So that is GBP USD, that is US 30, as well as NASDAQ. NZD Swiss is still falling, still going down. All right. NZD Swiss, nothing has changed. That one is still going down. It's going to complete the cycle. It's just going to complete the cycle. So we've got this cycle here. So where is this going? It's coming back down here. That's it. It's coming back down here. All right. So this one has not changed. We're likely going to get a breakout. We're likely going to get a breakout of this and then see price completing this cycle. Yeah, this one, it hasn't changed. It's still the same. Week in, week out, still the same. Still the same. Yeah, Euro AUD, we spoke about it. All right, so Euro AUD, looking at these two possibilities, we'll see which one we get. Yeah, we'll see which one we get. All right. Whether we're going to go down or up, that's going to be an opportunity. But GBP Swiss, this is just one possibility. One possibility towards the downside. All right. Let's see. AUD NZD still bullish. AUD NZD still bullish. I don't have the chart here, but let me open it. Yeah, so AUD NZD is going back to that monthly high. Let me show you the monthly high. Let me do this. So this one is going back to that monthly high, which is, I think it's last year's high, 2022. Yeah, you see this 2022 high. This 2022 high. This is where this thing is going. This 2022 high, right? I'm on the monthly chart right now. We have a huge impulse towards the upside, right? Which broke these structures, here. All right. So now with this impulse, there is going to be a correction at some point. I think this is the correction, but ultimately this thing is going back up to this high, to that high there. Right. So on the lower time frames, you will just look for your continuations. You will just look for your continuations. But this one is pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Okay, let me use the structure. There we go. Right. So we could get a big correction. We could get a big correction before we go up, right? I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but if it happens, then we know how to deal with it. But in all cases, this one, a correction and one more push towards the upside. All right, a correction and one more push towards the upside. So that is AUD NZD. AUD NZD. All right. Euro NZD, let me see. Yeah, so Euro NZD, this is how it's looking. This is how it's looking. So this one has the potential to come back down and test this low again. right? It has the potential to do this and test this low again before it goes up, because it is, at the moment, it is currently trading within the correction. So something similar to this one here, right? Something similar to this one here. We are seeing the very same thing here, right? But obviously, it's not as big as the previous one. So Euro AUD, let me do this. Euro AUD, we have this channel that's forming on Euro AUD. All right. So now, obviously, there are sellers on the lower time frames who are busy selling this. All right. So the idea is, for as long as this creates these corrections, right, it is likely going to drop one more time. Likely going to drop one more time. At some point, should this break out, so let's say it does something like this, right? Let's say it does maybe something like this. Should it break towards the upside, then we are looking at the continuation of the trend, which is this one. This is the trend. All right. So at the moment, it's trading within a correction. Within a correction. So you need to ask yourself whether you want to trade this correction or wait for the continuation. That is what you need to ask yourself. All right. So that's what's happening at the moment. It's trading within this correction. Trading within this correction. So any break towards the upside, then the trend is likely going to continue. But at the same time, this correction can still continue pushing down until we get the break towards the upside. Right. So yeah, so that is Euro NZD. That is Euro NZD. That is Euro NZD. All right. So gold, yeah, we spoke about gold. We spoke about US 30. Yeah, we spoke about gold, all right? USD JPY, it seems like USD JPY is coming back here, guys, right? You see this resistance trend line here. It seems like it's going all the way up to this trend line, right? Because it is creating these higher lows. So you've got the higher low here, right? Look at this higher low. Look at that higher low. We've got a higher low. So you see these higher lows. Seems like it's going back there to that higher high there. There we go, just like that, right? So this is where the resistance is. This is where the resistance is, right there. That's where the resistance is. So yeah, so USD JPY is bullish. It's bullish, right? Just look for your setups, and then you should be sorted after that. You should be sorted after that. German 30, let's see. Let's look at German 30. Let's look at German 30. It's been a while since I looked at German 30, all right? Can we see anything we can work with on German 30? No. All right, so German 30, it's also clear, all right? It completed this formation. Okay, so let me do this. So because we had a higher low here, right? This higher low continues the trend. So it's going back to this high, right? It's going back to that high. And then from that high, we'll see what's going to happen from that high, right? It can break and continue pushing up, or it can reject and go down. So these are the two possibilities, right? These are the two possibilities. So this current move towards the upside, is not done. It's not complete, right? We need one more push up. So you've got this correction form, right? So we need one more push up to complete this trend, and then from there we'll see what's going to happen from there, right? It might continue going up, it could continue going up, or it can break, or rather reverse and go down. So these are the two possibilities. All right. Yeah, so German 30, this is how it's looking. One more push towards the upside, is what we're expecting. Is what we're expecting. All right. EuroCAD, GBP. Okay. So I don't think there's anything on EuroCAD at the moment. Let's see. I don't think there's really anything solid on EuroCAD unless, yeah. Okay, exactly. Right. Let me see. Okay, there we go. At least we've got something, right? So EuroCAD is still bullish, right? EuroCAD is still bullish. It is still trading within this structure here. Now, should it break below, then that means we could possibly turn down, right? So this is our trend that's currently forming, right? Now it's back on the trend line, right? So now if it breaks, then it could give us a push towards the downside, but I don't think it's going to reverse the entire trend, right? I think it's just going to be one more push, like a correction or something like that, right? I don't think it's going to be long term. So all we would need now is for price to break the structure. So you see where it is. There are two possibilities basically, right? Either this is going to break and go down, possibly take us back to this low, possibly take us back to this low, or it's going to bounce and then go up because it is still within the channel. So these are the two possibilities, right? So it's all about finding your setups. Either it's going to break and go down or reject and go up. So we'll see which direction it takes. You know, whichever direction it takes is an opportunity. And then you look at GBP AUD, which seems like it's going to drop one more time, right? So GBP AUD, let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, GBP AUD is at the low, right? It is at the low. It is on these lows, like this. You see where it is. So I wouldn't really look for a sell as yet because it's on these lows. Let me do this. Right. Instead, around this area, I would look for a buy. I will look for a buy. So this is how it's looking at the moment. It's trading within this. It's coming back to the low. I mean, on the lower time frames, it can still go down one more time on the lower time frames, but we need to be careful with this area. With this area, right? It's the same thing as there, the same thing as there. We just need to be a little bit careful. If you look to the left, you can see that there is previous structure on the left. So I would be careful with looking for sells here, right? Instead, I would look for buys. So if we get proper confirmation, then we're going to see this pushing towards the upside, right? So it's all about price breaking out of this channel. It's all about price breaking out of this channel, right? A break towards the upside, then you're going to get this. But in the meantime, it can still go a little bit lower until we get the break, right? So I'm watching out for this move. I'm watching out for this move, right? Either we're going to get it here or what, but I'm watching out for this move, right? So that is GBP AUD, and then US oil. I think the last time I said it's going to go down. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, the last time we said this is going to go down. Yeah, I remember. So US oil is going back down here, right? This is the same analysis we did the last time. It's going back down to this low. There we go. This is what's been happening, right? This is the current structure here. So you will notice that it has been respecting previous structure. Like for instance, it respected the structure. It respected the structure, right? So we got a what you call a lower high. So where's the next structure? Is this one. It continues to break these structures. It's going to continue falling. You see that it continues to break these structures, going to continue falling. So at the moment, it's retesting Yeah, it's retesting at the moment, right? So from there, we'll be looking for one more push down. Right, that is US oil. It's trading within a big bearish structure, and it has broken the previous support, now turning into resistance. So we're anticipating a continuation towards the downside. All right, that is US oil. GBP NZD, it is not done. GBP NZD is not done. All right, look at this. GBP NZD is not done. Looking for a continuation, one more push up. Right, GBP NZD is not done. Looking for one more push up. So what's happening right now is a correction, right? Something similar to this previous one here. Something similar to this previous one. You see that? There we go. So now it's currently trading within a correction. At some point, this correction is going to break towards the upside and continue this move at some point, because the whole structure, this whole structure here, this move towards the upside, it's not done. You see how it is? So where it is right now, it's just correcting. Once this correction is complete, we are likely going to see a push to the upside. We're likely going to see a push towards the upside. So that is GBP NZD. Right, that is GBP NZD. So ladies and gentlemen, let me see. All right, let me see. So we've gone over these setups. You guys will notice that week in, week out is the same direction. All right, same direction. Setups are forming week in, week out, but we are sticking to the same old script. All right, gold continues to go up. You know, your US 30s, they continue to go up. So it's the same old script. All right, you will see this coming Thursday. We're going to be talking about the same thing this coming Thursday. All right. So yeah, so keep an eye on these setups. What we spoke about today, keep a very close eye. The dollar continues to gain strength. Keep a very close eye. And then let's see on Thursday. Let's see on Thursday if there's going to be any changes, right? But as it is at the moment, proper direction. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned. Yeah, let's keep an eye, guys, and we'll catch you guys on Thursday. Right. Thank you for your patience. The sound will be sorted on Thursday, and I hope to see you guys back. Right. I'll catch you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck and cheers.